Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm drawing a scene from the Five Nights at Freddy's movie in my style. The scene I will be replicating today is, as you can probably assume, when Abby is hiding from Foxy behind the arcade cabinet, near the end of the movie. Random side note, she's actually hiding behind a centipede arcade cabinet, which I thought was cool as that's my personal favorite arcade game. Even though you can't really see it and it holds no significance to the scene, I just wanted to point that out because I thought it was cool. Though that's not the reason I wanted to draw this specific moment. Actually, when I was watching the movie, I wasn't thinking about drawing or anything until this scene. As soon as I saw it, I thought to myself, that would be fun to draw. So here we are. I just really like the lighting and the cinematography of the scene. It's very well done. Even though it's not super original redrawing a pre-existing scene, I knew I had to in this case, as my first response was literally, I need to draw that. And redrawing scenes from movies and shows in a different style is something that's not uncommon for artists. I think it's quite interesting actually, seeing how a movie could have looked animated or in a different art style. Oddly enough, this is not the first picture I've ever drawn of someone hiding from something trying to kill them. Not too long ago, I drew the kitchen scene from Jurassic Park with Tim hiding from the Velociraptor, and I also once drew Dipper and Mabel from Gravity Falls hiding from the Summerween Trickster. That one's kind of old actually. In fact, I have thought about redrawing it sometime, though I kind of want to draw something different Summerween themed if I was to draw another Summerween themed picture instead of just a redraw. You let me know what you'd like to see. Actually, I quite like all three of the drawings I've mentioned, but I think today's drawing is probably my favorite. It has a lot more depth to it. I'll definitely be taking notes for future drawings. Though I am a little bit sad I blur out Foxy, but I was also kind of glad to do so since I'm not very good at drawing animatronics. Overall, I really enjoyed drawing this picture. It was fun. Plus, it was good practice for me. Like I said, I'm not great at drawing animatronics, so I got to practice that. I played around with lighting and perspective, and of course, the background, which is pretty much my least favorite part of any picture, though with this one, it was actually kind of fun, since it was so dark and blurred out due to the perspective. So I just had to add some shapes and colors and it ended up looking kind of cool. I decided since Foxy was in the background that I wouldn't line him with black line art. I could have not lined him at all, but I decided to give him colored line art for more detail and depth as he was going to be blurred out. If I draw any animatronics in the future, I will probably give them colored line art as well. I've tried the no line art look in the past on animatronics, but I think the colored line art might be a better way to go for my style, because I do think it turns out pretty cool. Okay, so my thoughts on the movie. To put it simply, I laughed, I cried, it moved me, Bob. I'm being serious, okay? But for real, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Sincerely, I really liked it. And moreover, I loved the atmosphere of this movie. It was like creepy and ghostly, but not scary, in a good way. You know, the good kind of scary, if that makes any sense. I don't really know how to explain it. Like I said, I loved the atmosphere. It just had the right feeling, and the visuals were beautiful. And I think it was really cool that they didn't use a lot of like green screens or CGI for the animatronics. Like there was a real set and real animatronics. I mean, I don't think they were actually animatronics, I think they were people in suits, but you know what I mean, and it looked really cool. In fact, it's possibly one of my favorite movies now. I don't know why, but I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Jurassic Park. And I feel like they have some similarities, so maybe that would explain why I like this movie so much. I really liked all the characters, and I felt like the casting was very well done. And I really liked how the characters were complex. They weren't just one-dimensional, and even when you didn't understand why a character did the things that they did, you were invested in it because it seemed important to them. I just wanted to give them all a hug. And I really liked what they did with Mike's character. I also liked how this movie was a standalone film. Like it could easily be watched by somebody who is new to the franchise. It would have been quite interesting to see as someone who knew nothing about the games, but I already did, so I guess we'll never know what I would think. Though I think I would have still liked it as someone who never particularly considered myself to be a FNAF fan, though maybe I am at this point. I mainly just found the lore interesting, and now here we are. Speaking of the lore, I liked how this movie was pretty much the lore of the games, but less complicated. Though it might be interesting to see them get more complicated if they end up making more movies, which I think there is a plan to make 2 more. I think it's supposed to be a 3-movie trilogy, or I guess that's what trilogy means. A 3-movie franchise might be the right word. You guys know what I'm talking about. So that's cool. I hope the other movies are just as good as this one. Because honestly, I didn't really have any complaints about this movie. And spoiler, Matt Pat was in it, which was absolutely amazing and totally the best part. I say very not biasedly. For real though, I didn't know he was gonna be in it, and so I was so surprised when he was. It was totally worth him keeping his role a secret. Despite the fact that all this time I didn't know that he was in it, I felt as though they had committed an actual crime. But yeah, worth the crime, as it was an insane surprise and I loved it. It would be so funny if his character was a returning character, like he just randomly works at every diner that any of the characters go to throughout the movies. Kinda like the cabbage guy from Avatar: The Last Airbender, or something like that. That type of thing has been done before, so I'm just saying, I think it would be funny. As well as having a few YouTuber cameos, this movie also had lots of references and Easter eggs, which was really cool. It was nothing too crazy. Like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't even notice. But to those who know, it was really cool to see. I wish more movies were more self-aware. Also, I loved the 8-bit intro. That was especially cool. So let me know what you thought of the movie. Did you like it? What was your favorite part or character? Was there anything specific that you'd want to change? Comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But one thing I gotta point out about this drawing is Abby's sweater. In this scene, Abby is wearing the most complicated outfit she wears in the entire movie, at least in my opinion. And by complicated, I mean it has a lot of design on it and patterns. And so of course, that's the scene that I decided to draw. So you may or may not notice that I just kind of fudged the pattern, and I didn't actually try to perfectly replicate it, but it's close enough, right? No one will notice. Overall, I like this picture, and I had fun drawing it, though I don't think mine comes across as creepy as the original. But I hope you guys like it, and if you enjoyed this video, well, give it a like of course. Thank you, you're the best. But where I was actually going with this was, let me know if you want to see me draw more FNAF drawings, and let me know if there are any scenes from this movie or others that you'd like to see me draw in my style. And finally, here's the finished picture. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love you, bye!